So here we are for the Mexican Grand Prix, the third from last race of season number 2 here in this My Team career mode. And to be fair, this one is a bit of an interesting one because I feel like we might be fast here and it might be worth considering an engine penalty. Now before we jump into that, we're going to quickly plug the previous episode. Go check it out guys, link in the top right for the US Grand Prix. Absolutely insane race guys, and the one before that as well to be fair. And yeah, we're arriving at this race weekend with a bit of mixed feelings. The car has been better lately and the performances have been better. We've been driving also a lot better and it seems like things are going pretty well. You can see in the background we have most teams now not developing anymore as we have turned our focus to next season's regulation change in which the chassis and the engine are affected. Now this weekend we're coming off the back of COTA and we of course had an MG UK failure, so it was a shame. We was actually going for the win had the failure not happened, or at least a podium. But with that said, I said something in the last episode, so let's quickly refresh our memory and see what we're going to do heading into this weekend at Mexico. I'll go for the older spec engine. If I feel like we're fast at Mexico and we've got decent pace, I might consider starting from the back and take the penalty to, fight back through the field. Now with that in mind, you heard me say, depending on the pace, we're going to make a decision and do one thing or another. So I took the practice and went through the programs, tried to see what the pace was, and we were actually looking pretty decent. P14, this was on 105 AI, but I'm going to go straight up to 110. The pace though looks promising. So yeah, after practice, you can see here I was using the old engine, but I'm going to go ahead and actually put on a brand new power unit entirely and gearbox for this race. I feel like my pace might not be as good at Brazil or Abu Dhabi because historically in past games we haven't done that well there, so I'd rather take the pain now and do it at a track that I know I'm going to have decent pace at, and hopefully we can fight flat out in the last 2 rounds in that battle for P7 in the Constructors, which is so important for us guys as we're locked in with the battle with Alphatauri. So yeah, pretty much a practice finished, qualifying finished, and we're going to take a bunch of discounts which we'll definitely look at hopefully at the end of the season, and we're going to head into the race on 110 AI, which should be fine. I'm not really super concerned about that. I think it's going to suit our pace fine. And yeah, we're going to see what happens. So just to kind of recap, we're taking a brand new engine and gearbox starting from last place, and we're going to send it and see what happens. So hopefully, fingers crossed, no more issues this season on reliability and we can go flat out for the rest of the year. So let's get into the race.
It's time then for the Mexico City Grand Prix, a race which gave Honda their first ever victory back in 1965. American Richie Ginther winning from 3rd on the grid. Red Bull have been strong here in recent seasons, but can they keep that record going today? At 2,285 metres above sea level, the thin air of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez poses a unique challenge, not just to a driver's skill, but to the efficiency of their engines as well. 17 corners then make a lap of this 2.6 mile circuit, expect incredible speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and overtaking into the braking zones of turn 1 and turn 4. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and it's Esteban Ocon in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Perez, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Russell, Joe, Mick Schumacher, Albon, and Kevin Magnussen. Verstappen, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Tsunoda, Sebastian Vettel, and Théo Pourchaire. Aitken, Latifi, Pierre Gasly, and Fernando Alonso. Ricciardo, they've taken a grid penalty. Stroll, Sainz, and Martinez. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today.
P22 and last place is where we're starting from in today's race. Now, out of the remaining circuits, Mexico, Brazil, Abu Dhabi, I feel like my pace is best here at this circuit, and this is going to be our best chance to take a penalty. Now, we've got a massive straight to hopefully, encourage overtaking. The pace seems decent this weekend, so I'm looking forward to it. And as you guys know, we're locked in that battle for P7 in the Constructors, so that is very, very important, and I want to try and get that prize money and finish there. Now, for this race, as you can see, we're going to start on the hard tyre, something different for a change, because we're starting from last, quite far back, and I feel like we've actually got some pace. I want to try and experiment. The strategy could change. It could be a hard to soft quite easily. It entirely depends on how the stint goes. Safety cars, you never know, bit of traffic. We'll see what happens. Fuel-wise, 1.2 laps of fuel. What I'm going to do now is quickly increase my tyre pressures, because we are on a harder compound, and also higher pressures means less tyre wear in the race. So we'll go for 2 clicks, and that should do the trick. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into the formation lap. Okay, just trying to get the last bit of tyre temp. It's been hard to get the rubber nicely heated up here, even on these hard tyres. But as you can see ahead of us, we've got quite a few cars out of position, so that could be quite interesting. Sainz, Alonso, and even Ricciardo, I think, will be fighting back, so let's see what happens. Just trying to get a bit of a scrub into the rears. But let's do it. Long run down to turn 1. Going to try and get it lined up, as we do. And I think I'm the only car on hard tyres, at least anywhere near the bottom. So here we go. Lights out and away we go. Not bad, not bad. Everyone else in the medium getting away pretty well. Let's see what the run down to turn 1 looks like, as we have multiple 3, 2, 4 wide. So we're just going to try and pick the best line. Realistically, we're not on a competitive tyre, so we're probably going to get overtaken by a lot of these guys, even if we do pass them. Getting alongside Carlos Sainz as we race down to turn number 4. Can't really do much more on this because of the roadblock, the 2 wides up ahead. Just basically causing us to stay where we are. You can see it's just multiple 2 wide all the way through this entire section. These cars are just so big, massive, and just wide. We're just falling behind Carlos here. I'll say that. I'll just re-overtake him then. As Stroll Ricciardo get stuck in. Oh my god, cold tyres. That was a slide and a half. Sainz making a mistake as well by the looks of it. And there's a load of scrapping ahead. AI super slow on this first lap as we struggle for rear tyres massively. Carlos Sainz, damage. Great. Don't know why the hell he went for that move.
Okay, we think the underbody's incurred some slight damage, but nothing too serious at the moment. Just be careful.
Well, thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that, Carlos. That was an absolutely reckless overtake. Magnussen in the pit lane though for Williams, so damage for him on the first lap. Not surprised really. The AI were all over the place in that first lap. We're playing the long game though, so let's just be patient and try and run with these guys. If we can stick with Carlos, that would be phenomenal, but I'm not sure we have that kind of pace. Now, we don't quite have the pace. DRS has been enabled, and as you can see, I get a warning, and I'm also dropping back. I'm over a second behind Carlos Sainz. However, I'm semi-optimistic because I think the AI will keep battling and bunching up and basically losing time. The idea is that we just stay within touching distance. Hopefully, in a few laps' time, we can start to make some progress. Pace is okay at the moment, even though we're dropping back. I'm literally losing about 8 tenths per lap across the 3 DRS zones. I'm actually faster through the corners. My pace is good, but I can't really answer for the lack of DRS right now. I'm also running out of battery to try and keep up, so it's going to be painful. There's 2 DRS trains right now, well 2 breakaways. The train ahead, then there's the mid pack, and then there's the leading group. So 3 separate splits, 2 gaps in between. We'll see how that starts to affect the race. Hopefully we see some pit stops soon and they start to break up the order a little bit. Well, for the second lap in a row we've gained on the cars ahead. Gap to 2 seconds, but now you'll see how much we bleed in this first straight and then also the second straight as well. You can see the delta just going up and up and up. The pace is actually really good though. That's really promising for later on in this race when the race starts to break up a little bit. You can see we're gapping up to 3 seconds again, and that's what I'm kind of doing. Then I'll start chipping it down. I mean, this is the DRS zone as well. We lose a little bit more through here, and then we just kind of chip it away through the middle and third sector. Well, we're completely out of battery now. Shame, really. I just can't get close anymore. Fuel is also a concern. We're burning through it quite quickly. I'm trying to use higher gears, but it's not doing much. We're only 11 laps in and I'm already running pretty damn low, so yeah, it's a shame. I was hoping for the AI to battle a bit. It just isn't happening. They're just all literally following in a line, which is the worst case scenario. But we've lost time over the last 3 laps. Just waiting to see what will happen. Okay, finally, cars in the pits. Lando Norris in for McLaren. Magnussen also pit on that last lap. Lando onto a medium tyre. That signals a possible 2-stop. To me anyway. So that could be another way out for us if some cars 2-stop it. We're going to run out of fuel so much. We're so aggressive on fuel. I'm not even pushing. I'm literally coasting. I started with 1.2 laps extra and we're going to run out by the halfway stage. That's crazy. AI should be starting to pit this lap now though. Lap 16 out of 36. We'll see if any of them start to come in. But I can't believe this, man. The pace is actually so good, but I can't use it. Says a lot though when even Carlos Sainz, you know, the best car on the grid by the way, also on a grid penalty, is still just ahead of us in P19, only 5 seconds up the road. They're just in a constant DRS train, but now we're seeing cars pit, so we should see the order start to break up a little bit. I'm kind of hoping to latch onto the back of Lando here and follow him. That would be nice. Let's see if we clear any cars here. Yes, we will. P17 then. Might be able to latch onto Russell. We'll see what happens, but basically we've got to try and stick with the pack. Second warning as Paul Chair comes into the pits.
Okay, Teo's in the pits. Teo in the pits.
Right, let's see where we are. A safety car now, any point would be ideal. Here comes Russell. Easy move for him. I'm going to try and push at full pace now. We are going to eat up all of our fuel, but if it means I can stay competitive and stay with the pack, then I'll take it.
We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums.
I was going to defend there, but I thought, you know what, let's let Lando go. He's on a faster tyre. I just want to hang on to the back of these guys, which I think I can do. Like I said, the pace is good. It's just a shame I'm out of fuel.
Green flag.
Oh, this could be it. Albon, I think, has pulled over. Please, I'm begging for a safety car. That would be our way back into this race.
I've got information on Albon for you. Okay, it looks like the problem's terminal. They're retiring the car.
Looks like it's no safety car though. Damn it. By the way, the AI are just ridiculous on a straight around here. Their straight line speed is nuts. Even, you know, when I've got DRS, they drop me by half a second on the pit straight alone. Either my setup's way out of whack, which is, you know what, Miss time trial setup at Mexico, or the AI just have ridiculous straight line speed, which seems to be the case. Okay, we're going to go for plan F, I guess, which is going to be try to hold up Schumacher so that Paul Chair can get past. Right now, once me and Lando pit, Paul Chair is going to be in P8, so possible P7 up for grabs if we can get him to clear Schumacher. So this is our scheduled pit stop lap, but we'll stay out and try to hold up Schumacher as best as we can.
Okay, some information on Norris. They've got some kind of mechanical problem.
Okay, that's good. We'll hopefully catch back up to him now. Oh, here we go.
Okay, clear.
Another yellow. Oh, though, it's Paul Chair. God's sake. Damn it, man. Well, can we get a bit of help from that? Maybe? No? No safety car? Oh, God. I was hoping for a cheeky little safety car there. An assist from my teammate. I just used 10% battery and it done absolutely nothing. Here comes Schumacher. Look at the closing speed. This is what I mean. Sometimes I wonder if the patch has been applied correctly in certain areas. because my straight line speed in practice was fine in terms of, you know, the deltas compared to the deltas in the practice programs. We was faster than the delta. Usually when you're ahead of the delta, you know, you're pulling away, you're faster than the delta on the straight in practice, you're usually okay. That's the rule of thumb in games, that's how it works. But clearly not. Oh, another yellow.
Looks like a virtual safety car's been deployed.
Oh no.
Multiple vehicles being stopped on the track. We
Yes.
need to drop your pace. Okay, we've been informed due to increasing risks. They're moving from a virtual to a full safety car. Full safety car.
Worth noting, the AI have just been stuck behind the safety car. You can see they're literally stuck behind them right now into turn 1. Not sure what's happened, but this is going to mean that when we hit this lap, we're only going to get passed by Alonso, so we're going to be in the points. What a turnaround. Now the AI are going past the safety car, but they got stuck behind for the first 3 corners, and everybody's under delta until the leader catches the safety car. So we are going to get a massive assist from the safety car. Right, just literally coasting here in like 7th gear as we're going to box for a fresh set of softs. AI on hards, we're going to have a tire advantage. There we go, into the pit lane. We should hopefully maybe not be ahead of Aiken, but be close to Aiken. I'd like to clear as many of them cars as possible. Right, to find out. We need a perfect stop here. Okay, Aiken's going to go by. We're going to be in a bit of traffic though. It's a bit longer than I thought.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
Come on, can we get Ricardo? Yes, we can. Okay. That's not bad. Now then, maximum fuel save, and we'll do tyre warm up right at the very end. Can't forget we still have floor damage from lap 1, of course. That might be a reason why we're down on straight line speed. I am coasting. I think we're still going to run out of fuel, but we're literally coasting. I've gone for no tyre warm up. I'm taking a risk here and just banking on the fact we're on softs will help us out. Let's see if the game will let me actually speed up a little bit here. But yeah, let's see what happens. Stone cold tyres, but they're fresh. Here we go. Only thing is, straight line speed is an issue. So we're gonna have to get the moves done in the corners. Ricardo closing in. Big bit of lift and coaster as Ricardo hits me in our side pod. All the moves are going to happen into the middle sector and the final sector, so we just got to try and stay alive. ERS and fuel are going to be crucial for these final stages to try and stay competitive. What the hell? The AI are just reckless, man. Ricardo with an absolute dive bomb. Now we can start to get stuck in as we just cruise around the outside of Seb on the soft tile. There we go, that's 1 down. Seb tries to respond and hits me in the side pod. What is with the AI? Their racecraft is terrible, man. I left plenty of space on the inside. Anyway, that's that 1 down. A couple of Alphatauris next. Very important that we get past both of these boys. AI are going super slow, and Gasly loses an end plate there, as you can see, on his own teammate as we get by. AI just terrible around here, man. You can see the grip we have.
Okay, we're approaching the pit window. You're going to be on softs. There's a new strategy available on the MFD.
No, we're not, Elvis.
Got that confirmed.
We are not stopping again. Right, let's get some more cars, shall we? I think there's someone with damage ahead. Could be Alonso. This is really helping me save fuel though, which is good. We're not using up any of our spare fuel. We're going to use a bit of battery here though to get past Noda as we send him defensive. Around the outside using the tyres. And we're going to get on the inside of Norris as well, who of course still has that car issue. So there we go, we're into the top 10. I think any kind of points this race would be a bonus. Aiken next. Let's get after him, shall we? You can see him struggling for grip through there. I think he's possibly got wing damage. Another warning for us. Not ideal. Anyway, let's get this move done. And then once we clear Aiken, we can actually start to drive fast and push a little bit. I've just been coasting so far. Saving tyres, fuel, ERS. Right then, let's do it.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
We're just going to sit in the slipstream a little bit, and then we'll try to get him into the brake zone. Here we go. Up the inside. Lovely. Clean move, unlike the AI. P9. Let's go after the next bunch of cars. Being, you know, real with the penalty, we're going to go back 3 seconds. So I think the best we can hope for really is P9 in this race. We may get past some cars ahead, but we're just going to drop back behind them with the penalty. So we'll keep fighting, we'll keep chipping away. But I think if I can secure P9, that would be ideal. We've already got the 3-second cushion, so we're comfortable in that regard. I do kind of wish I'd gone for a set of mediums in hindsight. I think the softs are going to burn up. I'm already feeling the wear a little bit. Anyway, we're close to Fernando here, so we're going to try and go for the move. Not going to be easy. He's going to have DRS, of course, on Schumacher. I'm using my battery and it's doing absolutely nothing. You can see it takes my entire battery just to make one move, which I don't really want to drain all of if I can avoid it. So we'll try and surprise him and go for a move elsewhere. There's the invitation. Literally giving Alonso a tow. Bit of a push. This is my bread and butter. We'll just take that move around the outside and get that done. Lovely jubbly. Alright, Schumacher next up. Surprise. Lovely move again. Nice and clean, no contact. Door wide open.
Okay, that's us with 5 laps of fuel remaining. 5 laps of fuel left.
We're probably going to get re-overtaken here. Yeah. You wouldn't believe we have DRS. We'll try and get past again. Nope, no chance. Absolutely no battery left. We'll do that instead. Lovely. Now we'll leave Schumacher behind. Good run through the S's there. Trying to have a look at George. Bit of contact on that one, but we go through cleanly. Much better than what the AI can do anyway. And now we're going to get first crack at Zhou.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
I think we're going to get overtaken again. I don't even have enough to stay in front before the damn brake zone. Also, the leaders are starting to scrap. I can see they're falling back our way. Oh, God's sake, George.
Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now.
This is so frustrating. Come on. George in a bit wide there. Okay, that was nice. That was easy. No idea why George went so defensive into the corner, but we're through. Let's try and get Zhou and then try to drive into that clean air. Alonso just pit on that lap as well. I think I gave George damage in the overtake. Oh well. All's fair in love and war, as they say. Oh, that's a moment. First signs of tyre were kicking in. As you can see, my left rear is on 53%. I think we're just going to finish here, to be honest. I'll take a P6, which is more than achievable now with Russell 4.3 behind. Would have liked to have nabbed the fastest lap, but there was plenty more cars on softs chasing another purple lap themselves. Okay, mega lift and coast. Fuel was about to run out by pushing so hard in those last 3 laps. 5.1 seconds to Russell. The confetti goes up, and who would have thunk it after that race? We are going to finish in P6 and still be there after a 3-second time penalty. Lovely.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
It's victory victory in Mexico then. Oh, what a victory it is after an incredible Grand Prix. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they've secured here.
I can't lie, that was a funny race, man. In a weird sort of way, it was relatively easy to get P6. I know we had issues in the first part of the race, but I was trying to say the entire time my pace was good. I just had to be in the DRS train, and I was in the final part of the race, and the pace was fine. Overall, it worked out. You know, a little tip for you guys, again, don't always pit if you're, you know you're last, you know you're running last by a long, long way. Don't pit, go long, bank on a safety car or a VSC, something to happen, and you could get lucky, and it worked out for us. So as you can see, a massive result, P6, and that points finish might just put Alphatauri behind us for good. Perez wins his home Grand Prix ahead of Charles Leclerc and Esteban Ocon, so a big result for Checo here today. Leclerc also takes a bite out of Hamilton in the championship as he finishes P4 ahead of Zhou, of course, in P5. We finish in P6 with the penalty ahead of Russell and Schumacher, and then Norris and Sainz recovers the P10, scoring the final point. Missing out on the top 10, Aitken, Stroll, Vettel, Magnussen, Verstappen. Down in P15, Gasly, Tsunoda, Alonso, and then Ricciardo with the fastest lap, and Latifi, Pourchaire, Albon out of the race. Standings, we're up to 12th, well, we stay in 12th more like. Schumacher scored points today, but so did we, so we stay ahead by 6. And Ocon also with that podium pulls away, and he's now 18 points ahead of us, so he's kind of out of contention for us now. Leclerc 2 points ahead of Hamilton, heading into the final 2 races. That battle is heading down to the wire. Constructors, as you can see with that points finish, we're now 8 points ahead of Alphatauri, so that is some critical breathing room heading into the last 2 races, and I think P7 is looking good to be wrapped up. Ferrari also 20 points ahead of Merc. The Constructors is going to go down to the last race most likely, but Ferrari edging closer. Either way guys, that's it for the race. Let's move into more upgrade protecting future races. Okay, so the next race is in 10 days. That's going to be the Brazilian Grand Prix, or the Sao Paulo Grand Prix technically. We're going to skip all the way ahead to that next race, as then we'll spend the points that we accumulate. Before we do that, we're going to go ahead and just do activities. So we'll go ahead and do anything that will bring in, actually let me take this off real quick. I want to do anything that will bring in any sort of resource points, so we'll go for aero focus, aero equipment, and then we'll just go for weight training. There we go. But let's move ahead into the next race. Authorize the training or trust the system. I need to speak with you about a recent message from IT and security. It appears we are under threat from hackers and malicious software, and whilst our systems are all up to date, they suggested that we put some time into additional training to ensure all of our teams know how to reduce the risks of unauthorized access to our data. It's your call. Mandatory training or we decline. Well, we're going to do that training because I'll take an extra 400 points. Happy days. So we now have over 2,200 points, so we're going to go ahead and continue protecting parts. We'll go for the bigger ones first. Can we get the brakes? No, we can't. So we will go for heave dampers and roll dampers, so that will just leave the brake disc, and we have Brazil and Abu Dhabi to do the brake disc width, which I'll leave this one to the end because this one's not so important. But then we've got to do all of these engine power upgrades, which are important, and then we've got 2 ERS and 3 fuel. I think we're going to make it. I think we'll make it. Luckily the engine ones aren't as expensive, so I think we'll be okay. But there we go guys, hopefully you enjoyed the episode. Leave a like if you did. Let's try and smash over 1,000 likes. Very ambitious target, I know, but if you guys did enjoy it, I'd appreciate a like. It really helps the video out in the algorithm. Subscribe for more as we're on the run to 100,000 subs. Any help on that also would be massively appreciated. As always, check out the 2 videos on screen in a moment. Before that, a big shout out to the members for supporting the content. But yeah guys, cheers for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.